Welcome everyone to Begin With Breath Tai Chi. My name is Dr. Adam Potts, the Tai Chi PT, and today we're going to do Tai Chi for core strength. So hopefully you'll feel wicked strong after today. And so we'll do about a 15-minute Tai Chi flow, and then after I'm going to show you one of the best exercises you can do for core strength in addition to your Tai Chi. All right, so if you're new here, then don't worry about getting any of the movements perfect. Just follow along. I'll be your mirror image. You can have a seat at any time. All right, we'll begin with the feet shoulder width apart. Knees slightly bent. The spine is tall but soft. Shoulders soft. And then begin to turn from your waist and the hips, letting the hands knock against the lower abdomen and the lower back. This movement's called knocking on the door of life. The door of life is an acupressure point in the lower back. When we knock on that point, it stimulates the energy throughout the whole body. All right, and then we'll begin to let the front hand come up to the chest. So sending some energy to the heart and lungs, stimulating the immune system as well. Could probably all use a boost right about now, right? All right, and then coming back down, lower abdomen, lower back. And then slowing it down, coming back to center, and just taking a moment to feel into the body. And then from here, the arms circle in front, making two loose fists. The forearms come towards each other as you round the back. And then reverse direction, the arms come out to the sides as you open the shoulders and chest. Breathing out as you round. Breathing in as you open. If you want, you can even contract the abdominals, getting in some core strength right off the bat. Then release the abdominals, contracting. And then this time, open up to the side. So rotating slightly, and then coming back to center, and then the other way. Let's do one more each side. Spinal cord breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Once more. And then from here, the arms float down and they float out to the sides like you're spreading your wings. Then the arms float down, the palms face up. The hands float all the way up overhead, pressing up towards the sky. And then the hands drift out and down, holding up the sky. Breathing in, and then don't forget to let it go. Opening the shoulders and chest, decompressing the spine, holding up the sky. One more time. Breathing in, and breathing out, or taking as many breaths as you need. This time the hands float up to the heart. One hand pushes up, the other pushes down, connecting above and below, or the sky and the earth. Feeling that connection. And then this time you can do a side bend if you want, opening up the side body, but always easing in, never forcing it. This time the bottom hand comes up, and then you can push to the corner. The other hand pushes behind. And then going to the other corner, the dragon spreads its wings. This time pushing out to the side, nice and comfortably. And then to the other side. This time we'll spread our wings down low, so pressing down low. Then the other way. And then reaching up high. One more time to the other side. And then from here, the bottom hand comes up. Prayer position, the hands float across the eye level, and then across the heart. And then the lower abdomen, swimming dragon. The hands float back up, drifting across, taking your time, opening the shoulders and the wrists, getting in a nice stretch. And then release, hug the tree, bring it back to center. And then from here, draw the hands in towards the heart and then step to the corner as you push the mountain. Breathing in, breathing out. As always, don't worry about getting it perfect. Just keep on moving. All right, one more time, push out to the corner. Then this time, reverse direction, the hands scoop down low and then draw up through the midline of the body and then push back out. This one's called pulling up the roots. So pulling up, drawing the belly button in, and then releasing. Do that again, contracting the abdominals, bringing them in towards the spine, letting go. One more time, pulling up the roots. And then step the front foot back in, the hands come back towards the heart, shift the weight. We'll go to the other corner, pushing the mountain. Really feeling all the sensations that you can, bringing mindfulness to your body. How mindful can you be? One more time, the push. And then from here, the hands float down, pulling up roots, making two loose fists, draw the belly button in as you pull the hands up, and then release. Drawing up and in, letting go. Contracting the abdominals, creating core strength. Once more, pulling up roots. And then step the front foot back in, hug the tree, rounding out, soften, breathing in, the arms open. Breathing out, the fingertips drift towards each other, the hands float down. Then drifting over to one side, and then over to the other, like tall grass in the breeze. Nice gentle sway. And then come over to one side, tap the heel right out in front. Bring it back in. Shift the weight. Other side, tap the heel. All right, this time tap the heel, the hand comes over the foot. Other side, tap the heel, hand over the foot. This time, hand over the foot, the other hand in front of the heart, playing the pipa, Chinese guitar, strumming the lute, sometimes called. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, play the pipa. And then step in, hug the tree, rounding out and soften. Step one foot out a little bit wider. And then from here, the arms open, the hands float down. And then this time they float up to shoulder height, to one side, and then over to the other. This time one hand makes an arrow, the other draws the bow, and then softening the hips and knees. Then rising up, release the bow. Other side, the archer. One hand makes an arrow, drawing the bow, softening down, taking your time. As always, it doesn't matter how low you go, just meeting yourself where you're at. Now all together, draw the bow as you soften down. Coming back up. One more time to the other side, the archer. Drawing the bow as you soften down. And then circle around, hug the tree, rounding out and soften, step the foot in a little bit closer. And then all of a sudden the arms open wide. And then this hand scoops under, step in as you embrace the moon. Step right out to the corner, and as you step out, the bottom hand guides the moon into the sky. The other hand stays behind. Circle it back around, parting the wild horse's mane. Creating tranquility out of chaos. One more time. Circle it around. Then this time, embrace the moon, and then we'll spin the moon. So the bottom hand comes up overhead into a loose fist, the other hand by the waist, and then turn to look behind. And coming back to center, embrace the moon. Spin the moon and look behind, making two loose fists. You don't have to turn very much. Once again, meeting yourself where you're at, letting go of striving. We call this one riding the tiger. One more time. Still breathing. And then parting the horse's mane, one more time to this side, right to the corner, and then step the foot in, hug the tree, rounding out and soften, the arms open. Then this hand here scoops under, step in, embrace the moon, step out to the corner, and as you step out, the bottom hand comes up, the other hand comes down. Circle it around, parting the horse's mane. the calm within the storm. Breathing in, breathing out. Or breathing normally is okay too. One more time, and then this time, we'll embrace the moon and then spin the moon, look behind, making 2 loose fists, one overhead, the other by the waist. And then circle it back to center, embrace the moon, ride the tiger. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, ride the tiger. 2 loose fists, look behind. And then parting the horse's mane one last time to the corner. And then step the front foot in, hug the big tree, rounding out and soften. And then from here, the feet step out a little bit wider. And the arms open up wide. And then the hands come together as you soften down. And breathing in, open. Breathing out, contracting the abdominals, the core pumping. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, we call this core pumping. And then rising up, this time the hands make 2 loose fists, draw them into the sides. And then one hand here is gonna punch right out in front. Looking wide, opening the eyes wide, then gather in the energy, bring it in as you rise up. Then softening down, the other hand punches forward, opening the eyes wide, gather the energy, bring it back in. Focused punching. Or punching while looking fiercely. One more time, breathing. And then from here, rising up, hug the tree, soften. Breathing in, open. Breathing out, the hands float down, crossing the wrists down low. Then rising up, the arms open up overhead. Harmonizing yin and yang. Gathering the energy from the earth, giving it back to the sky above. Getting in our squats for the day. And then once again, you don't have to go very low. Just nice and easy. One more time, harmonizing yin and yang. Then this time staying up nice and tall, reverse direction with the hands, circle in front, hug the tree, step the foot in a little bit closer. This time the arms open up wide, the hands float down, the palms face up, one hand on top of the other. And then this hand here floats all the way up and over, and then down the center line of the body. Other side, breathe in as the hand floats up. Breathing out, centering. Great one to do anytime during the day. Creating mental focus and clarity. One more time, centering. This time, both arms float all the way up and over, just as much as you can. Then the hands float down to the waist as you soften down. And then circling the big ball in front of the body, scooping under, back up to the heart, and then down. One more time. Opening the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. This time we'll make a diamond shape with the hands in front of the heart, and then press out, sending out all your loving kindness to the world. May all beings be free from suffering. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. Then turning your palms to face yourself, the hands come to the heart. May I be kind to myself. May I feel connected with all beings. May I love myself just as I am. And then the hands can float down to the lower abdomen. You can step the feet together or as close as you can. And then you can close your eyes or just keep a soft gaze and let your body rock and sway ever so gently. Bamboo in the wind. Feeling the sensations of the body. Feeling the breath going in and out. And then you can bring your attention into your heart, creating an inner smile and creating an outer one as well. Expressing gratitude to yourself for being here today. And if your eyes are closed, you can slowly open them. The hands can come together in front of the heart. We can finish with a bow. Thank you all so much for joining me for this Tai Chi Flow for core strength. Hope you all feel wicked strong. I'm originally from Boston, so. All right, and so I'd love it if you typed it in the comments how you're feeling right now. All right, let me know. I'm always curious to hear about your experience. All right, thank you so much. And what I'm gonna do now is show you the best core exercise to do in addition to Tai Chi. All right, and so with Tai Chi, it's very dynamic. All right, so we're moving, we're doing coordination, we're working on balance and strength. We did a lot of core, activating the inner abdominals, and so that's really key to creating spine stability. All right, and so another way we can do that is called static. All right, so that's when we're holding, trying not to move, all right? And so you can do both. It's really great to do a combination. All right, and so I'm gonna show you how to do it from the easiest version all the way to most difficult. So that way you can find out where you are on that spectrum and meet yourself where you're at, and then you can progress from there. All right, thanks everyone for your comments. I'll look through all these. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year. All right, oh, by the way too, we're having a monthly workshop for our online studio members towards the end of the month. That's also called Tai Chi for Core Strength, just so you don't get confused. So if you are interested, we do about 90 minutes of when we do the monthly workshops. So if you are interested, then make sure you register for the new member webinar if you haven't already. All right, the link's in the description of this video, and then I'll tell you how you can become a member at the end of that session. So, all right, but for now, we'll do core strength. Exercise number 1, we'll go through a lot more on the workshop too, but for now I'll show you one of the best ones you can do, which is called the plank. So probably many of you have heard of this one, but maybe you might not have known there's so many variations that you can really do to meet yourself where you're at. All right, so what you can do is find yourself somewhere to lean against, like the wall. I was gonna say the door, but especially if you have someone else in the house, you don't want them to open it on you, so maybe just stick to the wall if you can. All right, so I'm gonna move my screens here. All right, and so what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your hands on the wall a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. All right, so if I'm leaning against the wall, my hands are like that. Okay, so not real narrow. All right, so you can, that makes it a lot harder, but this gives you a little bit more support. So hold the arms out to the sides, and you want your feet to be together or slightly apart, if that depends on your legs and your body. But if you can, the feet together, and then what you want to do is make sure you're a few feet away from the wall, so maybe 2 or even 3 feet. All right, the further you get away, the more you're leaning in, the more you're going to activate the core. All right, if you don't feel it, then you can even draw the belly button in towards the spine. All right, it's called drawing in. It's the easiest way. There's different ways you can activate the core, but just drawing the belly button in towards the spine. But you only need to do about 50%. So you don't need to go full, and really suck it in hard. You only need to activate it. So just about 50% drawing it in slightly. And you can even pull it up a little if you can too. If you can't do that, that's okay. Just do your best. All right. Either way, if you just lean against the wall, you're still activating your core. All right, that's just a little bit of extra tips for you. But drawing the belly button in can then stabilize, but you want to breathe. All right. So sometimes when you draw the belly button in, people hold their breath. So don't do that. All right, so breathe and just hold there for anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. All right, and that is the plank against the wall. All right, the further away you go, the harder it is. The more of an angle you're at, the harder it is. So if you have a couch or a table, then you'll be at a little bit more of an angle, and then you can do it there. One thing you can do is the stairs, all right, because that way you have all these levels. You can incrementally go down the stairs, making it harder with each step over time. So maybe like this week you do like the 5th step up, so your foot's on like the platform and you just lean against the stairs. All right, and then you go down a step the next week, or maybe in a couple days, depending on how it feels. And you go down again, and eventually you can go all the way down to the floor for your full plank. All right, I'll show you that one. So this one, you can start off on your hands and knees, All right, hands underneath the shoulders or a little bit wider. All right, and then you can bring your feet. Actually, you can do it with your knees. That's one way you can do it, just with your knees, but keeping your back straight. You don't want your hips to dip. All right, you want to keep a spine neutral. All right, so you can just do it on your knees, holding for 30 seconds and then relax. All right, and then you can do it 2 to 3 sets every day. All right, maybe take a day or two off, especially if you feel like it really worked it. Give yourself time to rest. All right, but you can do it on your knees, and then that's the plank. All right, and then relaxing down. All right, and then, or you can do it with the feet. So this one's probably the most difficult, is bringing your knees up. Okay, so now you're in the push-up position. So that can be really hard. All right, so if that's too hard, another option is to come onto your elbows. All right, so now you're on your elbows. Same thing, you can do it on your knees, on your elbows, or on your feet, on your elbows. Or really your forearms here. All right. So those are some different, I'm getting myself a little bit more core workout too. So those are some ways you can really start to activate the deep core in a static position. So dynamically, we're doing a lot of core stuff with Tai Chi, which we did today, really pulling up and drawing and pushing. And so those are going to be great. But if you want to add in a little bit more static stability, which is really good to do, then that's a good one to do. So you can do it every day, or maybe take 1 or 2 days off a week, doing 3 sets, holding for 10 to 30 seconds each. All right, so a couple other tips just to keep in mind. You want to make sure, if you're doing against the wall, that your torso and your hips are all one unit. So once again, you don't want to be dipping in. You want to keep your back straight as you can. So as you come out, and you also want to keep your neck neutral. All right, so you don't want to be having your head down. You don't want to be looking way up. You want to be looking straight ahead. All right, so if some of you know the chin tuck, so what you can do is slightly draw the chin in. Not too much though, because then you're straining, but just slightly. That keeps your neck in alignment, you get your back in alignment, your arms are straight, leaning against the wall. All right, so start with that, and then let me know how it goes. All right, once again, we're gonna go through a whole series of exercises in our workshop for the online studio members. So, all right, once again, if you wanna learn more about that, then you can just register for the new member webinar, which is gonna be this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and that's for all new members of the group. All right, so if you're a new member, you have joined maybe in the last few weeks, then make sure you register for free, and we're gonna do about a 45-minute session, maybe a little longer, depending on how many questions we get. But we'll go through a whole session, and then at the end, I'll give you some information if you do want to learn more about our studio too. It's called Begin with Breath Connect.